I recently watched a 50-minute reveal video of Battlefield 1 and I thought to myself, well, now it's time to cover this game and make a video about it. Okay, so first things first, before you try and say, oh, clickbait, clickbait, clickbait video title, watch the whole video, and if you still think it's a clickbait title, then you can write it down in the comments. This video will only cover the multiplayer part of Battlefield 1, because we don't know anything about the single player yet. Well, let's start from the beginning now. My first point on the list is the World War I theme itself. As everyone knows, Battlefield tries to be authentic most of the time. So we have authentic weapons, somehow. We have authentic armies like the British army or the German army, and even the American army, even if it only fought at the last part of World War I. We have authentic battles, almost. Verdun is probably coming in a DLC. And with the World War I theme out of the way, we can jump directly to the classes. Let's start with the Assault class. It has fully automatic submachine guns, is somewhat anti-tank usable because of the geballte Ladung and the option to use an anti-tank rifle, is best used in close quarters combat, and is the most noob friendly because it plays like the Assault class in Battlefield 4 or in Battlefield 3. The next class I will cover is the Medic. It is the only class that can use semi-automatic guns, can heal or revive players, and is good at medium range. But it also has the option for a fully automatic rifle or a fully auto mod on its semi-automatic rifles to be somewhat useful in close quarters combat. Let's go to one of my favorite classes of all time, the Support class. The Support can use light machine guns like in every other Battlefield game, can give ammo to players or even place mines, can be useful both at close and middle range, and is comparable to every other Support class of the previous Battlefield games. Now to one of the most useful classes of all time in Battlefield. Sniper. It is the only class that can use bolt action rifles that are scoped, can mark players with its flare pistol, and is only useful at long range. As you may notice, there's one specific class missing. Where the fuck is the Engineer? The Engineer itself was replaced by the Assault class because the Assault class now uses anti-tank grenades and anti-tank rifles, so there's no need for an Engineer class. Many of you guys now think, well, those classes don't look any different from the other Battlefield games, and at that point, you are right. Even most gadgets are back, like the motion ball is now replaced with a flare pistol. So, now that we have covered all the classes, let's jump right into the weapons. Since we are talking about a modern Battlefield game, the weapons look and sound authentic. Even some oddballs are included, like the Mondragoon. So far I can only cover the weapons that are included in the alpha version of Battlefield 1. Let's start with the Assault once again. The Assault has 3 weapons available in the alpha. The first one is the Remington Model 10A, a pump-action shotgun. The second one is the MP18, or better known as the Maschinenpistole 18, made by Bergmann, and it was one of the first machine pistols used in World War I. The third and last one is the Breda Model 1918, also a little machine pistol, which uses a magazine that is inserted from the top. Well, let's cover the weapons the Medic can use. The first available rifle is the Mondragoon, designed in Mexico and produced in Switzerland. The second one is the famous Winchester model of 1907, because it was used to kill Bonnie and Clyde. The last one available in the alpha is the Sei Rigotti self-loading rifle, which is made and designed in Italy. Let's cover the weapons the Support can use. The first available gun is the Lewis machine gun, famous for its appearance in the Star Wars movies. The second one is the Hotchkiss model of 1909, which is actually clip-fed. And the last available gun for the Support class is the Madsen machine gun. Now with everything important out of the way, let's cover the sniper weapons. The first gun we will get our hands on is the Winchester Model 1895, which is in 7.62 x 54R, or better known as the Lever Nugget. Then we get our hands on the very famous Gewehre 98. And last and definitely the least, the Enfield SMLE Mark III rifle. At release there are about 8 weapons for each class. More weapons will come in DLC, and all kit guns like in Battlefield 4 will also be available at release. There are even vehicle specific guns like the C96 carbine. Because Battlefield is known for its huge maps, there will also be a few included at the release. There are 4 maps in total. The first one is Armagnac, which is in France, but Germany versus Great Britain will fight there. The second one is also in France. It's called the St. Quentin Scar, and it's once again Germany versus Great Britain. The third one is Monte Grappa, where Austro-Hungarian will fight against Italia. And the last one will be Empire's Edge, but we don't have any specific information about that map yet. More maps will come with DLC. All maps are big and open and have changing weather. The destruction will be like in Bad Company 2, and maps should have emplaced firearms and guns like artillery or placed down machine guns. There will be 3 game modes at release: Conquest, which is a Battlefield classic, Domination, which is a smaller, more infantry-oriented conquest, and Operations, which is more like trench warfare or the classic World War I mode. More game modes will come with DLC once again. DLC is one big point once again in a Battlefield game. Premium will be a thing. The first DLC will be including the France faction, finally, and 3 other DLC packs have yet to be announced. My final conclusions. Classes are like in every other Battlefield game. Weapons are not really World War I like because most of them were just prototypes back then. We once again see a reducing in maps and a reducing in game mods at the release. Even if the price for the base game and for premium will stay the same. All in all, it feels like Battlefield 4 was sent back in time, or as many people may call it, a reskin.